Hello, baseball fans. Anthony with BBSN, and we are back at the friendly confines for another 1969 payoff pitch Fergie Jenkins replay game. And tonight we have a classic for you as Bob Gibson and the Cardinals are in town to take on Fergie and the Cubbies. And Gibson and Jenkins was as good as a matchup as it got in those days. And in real life, this game played on 6/29 or 6/25/69. Cubbies won 3-1. And coming into this game in the replay, Fergie, coming off his first no decision, has a record of 14-4, a stellar 1.87 ERA. In real life at this point in time, he was 9-5 with a 2.72 ERA. Numbers throughout the replay in real life that are close. Innings pitched, 2/3 off. Hits, a lot better in the replay. Walks also a lot better. Strikeouts pretty much the same. And home runs are close. So we are set to go. The lineup first for the Cardinals. Curt Flood leading off in center. Lou Brock second in left field. Vada Pinson bats third and right. Joe Torre at first base is a cleanup hitter. Tim McCarver behind the dish, Mike Shannon at third, Paul Galliano at second, Dal Maxfield at short, and Gibby on the mound. And for the Cubbies, the usual cast of characters with a couple of changes. Kessinger leading off at short, Paul Popovich gets a start at second base tonight. Sweet swinging Billy Williams in left, Ron Santo at third, Ernie Banks at first. Willie Smith is the new right fielder for this one. Randy Hundley behind the dish as usual, and Don Young in center, and of course Fergie on the mound. So with that, we are ready to go. Let's play ball as Curt Flood steps in, and here we go. Right away, it's going to be a ballpark, and 75 will be in play for Wrigley. So Flood against the right, he needs 28 or less. He's got it. A single up the middle to start the game for Flood and the Cardinals. And he is not going to run early here. They're going to try and generate some offense the old-fashioned way. 7 is in play, and Lou Brock, a fly ball to right field. Coming over to take that is Willie Smith, the new right fielder, and 1 down. Vada Pinson steps in. And the right fielder against right-handed pitchers hit .243 in 1969 with 7 bombs. And pitch going to be tough, 88, and that is going to be a ground ball down to short. And 3, that'll be a double play. So 4-6-3 on the twin killing. Cardinals get a hit, but Fergie erases the threat with a ground ball. And we head to the bottom of the first inning and no score. Don Kessinger leads it off against Gibson. And expecting a lot of strikeouts in this one, 41 patient for Kessinger. And that is actually going to be a hard single into left field. So the Cubs shortstop gets things going here. The Cubbies have their leadoff runner on, just like the Cardinals did. 9's going to be tough, and Gibby going to get some high cheese in on Popovich, but Popovich able to fight that off, and that is a single. Going to be fast action cards, which I did not have out for runner advancement. And that is going to be a long single in the gap into center. Runner on first advances 1 base. So first and second, and Gibby in some early trouble here. Billy Williams up, and he is going to swing away. Catcher has to get the sign straight, i.e. pick up the dice. And 7 going to be in play, 33, Williams. And that's going to be a pop out to third base. So Billy, a big cut, and gets under that. And Shannon circles to his right, puts that away, 1 down for Ron Santo. So let's see if Gibson can get out of this jam here. And 8, going to be tough, 99, fly ball to left field, and runners will hold. So Gibby, after giving up 2 singles to start the game, has rebounded. It's going to be up to Ernie Banks, 2 out. Here comes a pitch. And 9, going to be tough, 39, Banks, swing and a miss, sit him down. So Gibson comes up big, gives up 2 base runners. And then retires 3 Cubbies in a row. We head to the top of the second with no score. And skipper Joe Torre set to lead it off for the Cards. And 7 is going to be in play, and 7 is going to be a single for Torre. So both teams getting to their respective staff's aces early here as Tim McCarver steps up. McCarver the lefty. 4 are going to be Ballpark, and 50, that's going to be Wheelhouse McCarver. Here's a pitch, a big cut, and that is racked off the top of the left field wall, a double. And that is a line drive. Runners advance 2 bases, so second and third for the Cardinals, and they have Fergie on the ropes early as well. And McCarver just missed a 2-run blast on that, and Mike Shannon's going to have to get it done for the Cardinals. Here comes a pitch, and tough. Fergie, swing and a miss. Comes up big with a strikeout, 1 down. Runner still on second, third, and Paul Galliano, starting at second tonight for the Cardinals, steps in. 6, that's tough, 94. And that's going to be a shallow fly ball to left field. Not going to get the runner in from third, and there are 2 down. And Dal Maxwell, so Fergie looking to get out of his own jam. Second, third, nobody out. 7 in play, not going to get it done though, as Maxwell, he's got a single, and with 2 outs, both runners are going to come in to score, and Cardinals jump to an early 2-0 lead. And a big 2 RBI single for Dal Maxwell. And Gibby, that might be all he needs tonight, as the Cardinals already have surpassed what they scored against Fergie in real life. That'll be a defensive check against Gibson, who's up. And defense check is going to be an error on the shortstop, and Kessinger, he is a 5. He is a good fielding shortstop, and 61, he's going to get to that, and the inning is over. But the Cardinals get a couple of runs on 3 hits, leave 1, and we head to the bottom of the second inning, 2-0 Cardinals. And Willie Smith set to make his Fergie Jenkins replay debut, steps in to face Gibson. And 12, Wheelhouse Smith with a big rip, and kiss that goodbye. Willie Smith, no doubt about it. And that is into the left field seats, and Lou Brock did not even take a step back. An opposite field shot, and Smith comes up big against Gibson in his replay debut. A solo home run cuts the lead in half as Randy Hundley steps in. Hundley and Tufts, 19 and 16, swing and a miss, still the same. That home run fired Gibson up, and he came back throwing BBs at Hundley, who goes down on 4 pitches. Center fielder Don Young up next, and Tough. And Gibson, that'll be a fly ball to left field. Can of corn out there for Lou Brock, and 2 down. And now Gibson's counterpart, Fergie, steps up. 11 going to be Tough, and Fergie overmatched. 3 straight pitches. He kind of smirks at Gibson, walks back to the dugout. But the Cubbies, on the leadoff blast by Willie Smith, have climbed back into this one. It's 2-1 heading into the top of the 3rd inning. Kurt Flood, top of the order for the Cardinals. And 6, that'll be Tough, 48. And Flood is going to get hit by a pitch. So Fergie does not hit many batters, but Flood is on for the 2nd time today as he gets plunked right below the ribs. Shakes it off, trots down, 3, Tough, 51 to Brock, and Brock's going to single, and he drives that one, a liner into left field. A runner on first advances 1 base. So Fergie struggled a little bit his last time out, and he's off to a rough start against the Cardinals tonight. Veda Pinson, first and second, nobody out, steps in, Tough, and Pinson 15, and Jenkins now, the hard slider, buckles Pinson's knees, and he heads back to the dugout muttering to himself, 1 down. As Joe Torre steps in. Torre singled and scored in the last inning. And 10's going to be in play, and Torre does it again. And that ball is blooped into right field. Runner on first advances 1 base plus. Runner on second scores. And on first base, Lou Brock, who runs very well. And right fielder for the Cubbies, Smith, has an arm of 6. So I think it's a safe bet that Brock is going to try and go to third base. Flood comes in to score. And 7, and that is going to be in between, so we'll have to go to the 2D10. And 65. 65, and Brock is going to be safe at third base. So after all that, the Cardinals now lead by 2 again, 3-1. As Flood comes in, Brock over to third, and Torre, his second hit of the day is an RBI single, and 1 out. Runners on the corner for Tim McCarver, Deion Sanders' favorite catcher, and Fergie deals tough, and 49. And that is going to be a fly out to left field. Not going to be deep enough to get Brock in. Billy Williams runs in, takes that. Brock bluffs, heads back to the bag. 2 down for Mike Shannon. Shannon went down swinging his first time up, and tough. And Shannon's going to do it again. So back to back, and back to the dugout he goes as Fergie strikes him out. But Cardinals put 2 hits, a hit batsman, and they extend their lead back to 2, 3-1, heading into the bottom of the third. Don Kessinger up for the Cubs. And tough from Brock, and that is going to be a ground ball down to third base. Up with that is Shannon, whips it over to first base. Torre gloves it, 1 down. Second baseman Paul Popovich steps in. That's in play, and that'll be a ground ball to Kessinger. To Maxwell. And 2 quick outs for Gibby. A sweet swinging Billy Williams steps in from the left side, takes some practice cuts, and Gibson jams him high and tight inside. Strike 3. So 3 up, 3 down for the Cubbies, and that is Gibson's 4th strikeout. And we head to the top of the 4th inning. Cardinals lead this 3-1. Paul Galliano leads it off against Fergie. And in play for Galliano, and that's going to be a ground ball down to Santo. Whips it over to Banks, 1 down. Shortstop Dal Maxwell steps in, and Maxwell, singled in 2 his first time up. 4 is going to be a ballpark result, and that will be in play. Maxwell. And 30, not going to be enough to get that done. A pop up, and circling under that is Popovich, and 2 down. And Gibson steps in, and Fergie going to pay him back for the strikeout he endured his first time up. Tough, and he's going to get it done, and Gibson doffs the cap as he heads back to the dugout, bat on his shoulder. 3 up, 3 down for the Cards. And we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, and the Cardinals still lead this one 3-1. And we're having flyovers here at Wrigley Field today as Ron Santo waggles a bat. 5 is going to be patient. And 60, Santo is going to fight that off, and that's a single into center field. So Cubbies have their leadoff runner on here in the 4th inning. That will bring up Mr. Cub himself, Ernie Banks, and Ernie looking to reduce that lead again. That's going to be tough, and 51, he's going to get it done, a single. And to the fast action Cards, that's a line drive into center field. Runner on first advances 1 base. So back-to-back hits to start the 4th, and the Cubs are in business. And Willie Smith, He took Gibson deep, and Gibson glowers at him as he digs in. Here comes a pitch. We'll see if he gets a little chin music. It is tough, and Smith in tight. Can't catch up with that. One down as Gibson, not playing around this time, gives him a nada in the wheelhouse. Sends it back to the dugout. His 5th strikeout of the game. Randy Hundley up, still 2 on, patient. And 97, that is going to be a fly ball to left field. 2 down, runners hold. It's crazy. As I've been recovering, I'm from surgery last week. I am home, obviously, and most of the day just the dog, so I'm not doing much talking. So already have the frog going on in the throat as Don Young steps in, and 5 is going to be patient, 49 to Young, and that is going to be a walk. So first walk of the game, and that loads him up for the Cubbies. And Fergie is the batter. Way too early to make a change. Still a close game. He's going to have to hit. And Gibson welcomes that. That's going to be in play, but 3, and Fergie a double. Are you kidding me? Fergie comes up big. He's done that a couple of times in this replay. That's a liner to left center, cut off by the left fielder. Runners advance 2. And that's going to bring 2 home, and this game is tied. So Fergie Jenkins, the big stick, a 2-run double. And it is 3-3, and back to the top of the order, and Gibson is beside himself on the mound. We'll see if that earns Fergie a little bit of chin music next time he comes up. And patient, and 20 to Kessinger. That's going to be another walk. So sacks are juiced again with Cubs. And McCarver comes out to talk to Gibson, try and settle him down as Popovich digs in, and he can blow this one wide open here. 5, that's patient again, and 26 to Popovich, and Gibson is going to walk in a run. Cubs have the lead. Don Young trots across the base. Down to second goes Kessinger, and Popovich with the RBI walk, and Cubs on top 4-3. And there's going to be some action in the Cardinals bullpen. And Gibson does have to face 2 batters after a reliever begins to warm up. Ron Willis is up and throwing furiously out in left field. And here's a pitch to sweet swinging Billy Williams. Wheelhouse, and Williams, he hits it deep. He hits it far, and it is gone. Grand slam home run. Sweet swinging Billy Williams blows it open. A 4-run blast, and Bob Gibson has simply disintegrated here in the 4th inning. Our first grand slam of the replay, as coming in to score are Fergie, and Fergie really was the catalyst in this rally as he had a 2-out double. It drove in 2 to tie it, and the crowd at Wrigley is going nuts. And Gibson is furious, and this will be his last batter. Ron Santo, 10, and that's in play, and Santo keeps the hit parade going as the Cubs have batted around. Wow, a single. And Gibson Willis is ready to come in, and Gibson is going to be pulled. So Ernie Banks steps in as the new Cardinals pitcher finishes his warm-up tosses, and over in the Cardinals dugout, some havoc going on as Gibson destroying water coolers, bats, and anything else gets in his way. 9's going to be tough, and Willis comes in swinging a miss, so strikes him out, ends the inning. But oh, the damage. The Cubbies come up with 7 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. on 5 hits and 3 walks. And again, the big blow, Fergie helps himself out with a 2-out double to tie it at 3, and that leads to Billy Williams getting a chance. And he goes grand slam, stairway to heaven. A monster blast, and the Cubs suddenly find themselves with a comfortable 8-3 lead, and Fergie back on the mound to face Curt Flood. What a turn of events in this one. In play, and that's going to be a ground ball down to Kessinger, 1 down. So Fergie, who had a 3-up, 3-down inning in the 4th, has now set down 6 straight Cardinals after struggling early. 9's going to be tough and make that 7 as Brock, overmatched by the slider, swing and a miss. Back to the dugout goes Brock. Veda Pinson up. So fortunes for both pitchers reversed drastically in this 4th inning. Gibby got it together. Gibby melted, and Fergie got it together. 10's going to be in play. 44 to Pinson, and that's a ground ball down to Banks. Gloves that, takes it himself. And 3 up, 3 down again. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning with the Cubbies up huge, 8-3. And Willie Smith, he had the first circuit shot of the afternoon. And that'll be patient, and that'll be a ground ball down to second base. Galliano takes care of that, 1 down. And the Cubbies in the 4th sent 11 men to the plate. A huge inning, and Randy Hundley going to get some of that going here in the 5th, and that's patient. Hundley, he's going to draw the base on balls. So 4th walk given up by Cardinals pitchers, and the 3 that Gibson gave up were costly. Don Young steps in, and it's going to be a defensive check. And there'll be a range check on the center fielder, Flood. And Flood is a B. 1-36 is a hit, and that is a 50. That's going to be run down by Flood in the gap. Great play in center field. So 2 down now, and scampering back to first base goes Hundley. And Fergie. Fergie gets a huge ovation from the Wrigley faithful. They appreciate baseball. Another defensive check. And this will be an error check on the shortstop, and Maxwell is a 3. And 81, he's going to get to that, make a nice play, whip it over to first base, and the side is retired. So no hits, no runs, 1 left. But again, the Cubbies should be able to ride that prolific 4th inning the rest of the way as we head to the top of the 6th. Cubs up 8-3 over the Cardinals. Joe Torre starts it off. And that'll be a tough result. And Torre, 68, a ground ball down to second base. Popovich whips it over to Banks, and Fergie has now set down 9 Cardinals in a row after getting off to a rough start, giving up 3 runs in the first 3 innings. McCarver steps in, tough, 43. And that's a fly ball to shallow left field. Sweet swinging Billy Williams puts that away, 2 down. And Fergie, big lead, and he is in a groove. Mike Shannon going to try and break the ice here. Not going to get it done there. A ground ball to Kessinger. So the 3rd straight 3 up, 3 down inning for Fergie. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Cubs 8, Cardinals 3. And Kessinger up for the 4th time. He is singled, walked, and grounded out to third base. Here comes a pitch from Willis. And 12, Wheelhouse, Kessinger, 27, and it's going to be a shot into left field. Falls in front of Brock out there, so his 2nd hit of the day as Kessinger rounds the bag and heads back. Paul Popovich steps in. And the Cardinals are busy once again out in the bullpen as the pitcher will be due up 3rd in the next inning. And out there is part-time starter Chuck Taylor getting loose, looking for him to possibly go the rest of the way. And 9, Popovich, that's tough, 35, and Pop's going to fight that off for a single. And as a grounder up the middle, runner on first advances 2 bases, so Cubbies at the corners, nobody out here in the 6th inning. And they're looking to get their most prolific offensive output of the replay. Now they can do that if they break double digits. Wheelhouse to Billy Williams again. No! Takes a big cut, but that's a harmless ground ball down to second base, and that is going to turn into a double play. They're going to concede the run as Kessinger comes across the base. And 4-6-3 on the twin killing. No RBI for Billy Williams. 2 bases, or 2 outs, and the bases are clear for Ron Santo. And 7th are going to be in play, and Santo singles up the middle. So the hit parade continues. Unfortunately, Williams had a choice meatball, could not do anything with it, but ground into a double play. Ernie Banks steps in, and patient. And 84 to Ernie, and that's going to be a ground ball to short. Maxwell whips it over to Torrey, and the Cardinals are out of the inning, but they give up another run on 3 hits. Could have been worse if they didn't get the double play. We are through 6, and the Cubbies lead this one 9-3 over St. Louis. So Galliano set to face Fergie as we get the 7th underway. And 11, defensive check, and 94, it's going to be good no matter what happens. Error on second baseman Popovich is a 1. And as bad as he is, 94 is still going to be a putout. So Pop bobbles that and gets it to first base, keeps Fergie's consecutive out streak going. It now resides at 12 as Dal Maxwell steps in. Maxwell had a 2 RBI single back in the 2nd, popped out to second base his last time up in the 4th. And 6, going to be tough, 89, and that's a fly out to Billy Williams in left, 2 down. Pitcher spot up. And why I have all these pitchers hitting, I do not know. We'll fix that. So that is going to bring the day of Willis to an end, as he goes 2 1/3 innings and gave up 3 hits, 1 run, it was earned, struck out 1 and walked 1. So new pitcher for the Cardinals will be Chuck Taylor. You have sneaker fame, and pinch hitting for the pitcher will be Julian Javier. And Javier digs in. Here comes a pitch. 9, tough, 27, 22. That is going to be swing and miss. Fergie blows him away, and 3 down. So the 4th 3 up, 3 down inning. Fergie's rolling. He's set down 14 straight Cardinals. And we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, 7th inning stretch. Our score, Chicago 9, St. Louis 3. And leading off for the Cubbies is Willie Smith, who had a nice debut, a home run, his first time up against Gibson. And Taylor digs in, the right-hander. And Willie Smith, 3, that's going to be ballpark. 72 will be in play. And Smith, 29 or less, he gets on base. No! It's going to be a ground ball down to third base, 1 down. Torrey whips the ball back to Taylor as Randy Hundley steps in. Here comes a pitch, patient, and Hundley. And that's going to be a single. So Randy Hundley, he has his first hit of the day. 1 out single, and he leads off as Don Young steps in. Taylor checks the runner, comes home to Young. 5, tough, 72, and that's going to be a fly out to shallow center field. Back to first goes Hundley, 2 down. As Don Young whips that back in, and up is Fergie Jenkins. Gets another good ovation from the fans. Here comes a pitch from Taylor. And 8, patient, and Fergie, he's going to continue to be a force at the plate as he draws a walk. And that is 5 walks today for the Cardinal pitching staff. So 2 down, runners on first and second for Don Kessinger, and Kessinger 2 for 3, 2 walks, a single, is also grounded out to third base. Patient, and 30. Kessinger's going to load him up again. So all those bases on balls. Second for Taylor, 6 on the day for the Cards. And Popovich, 2 down, sacks loaded. Here comes the pitch. And 5, tough, and that is going to be a ground ball down to shortstop and gets out of the inning. So Maxwell over to Torrey, and the Cubs get 1 hit, 2 walks, leave them juiced, and we are heading to the 8th inning, still 9-3 Chicago. As back to the top of the order, and Fergie has set down 14 straight batters since an RBI single by Joe Torre back in the 3rd. Kurt Flood steps in. It's tough, and Fergie swinging a miss. Blows Flood away. He is getting stronger as the game goes on. And the crowd cheering louder with every pitch. Here comes Lou Brock, and 6 going to be a tough result. 78 to Brock, and that is a fly out center field. So Fergie keeping it going. Veda Pinson up now. 2 down, nobody on. Here comes a pitch from Jenkins. And 8, that'll be tough. 86, ground ball down to Popovich, whips it over to Banks, and yet another 3 up, 3 down inning, and that is 5 in a row strung together by Fergie now as we head to the bottom of the 8th. 9-3 Cubbies up. And sweet swinger Billy Williams set to lead it off for the home team. And that is going to be a fly ball to left field. Brock comes in, taps the glove on the knee, puts it away, and 1 down. Ron Santo, and Santo today is 3 for 4. He has 3 singles and has scored a run. He'd like to go deep. 6 in play. Not going to happen here. Ground ball to shortstop. Maxwell whips that over to Torrey. 2 down for Ernie Banks. And Mr. Cubby, he has struck out twice, grounded out single to score. 1 for 4 on the afternoon. And in play to Ernie Banks, and a fly ball to right field. Roaming towards the gap in center is Veda Pinson, runs it down, and 3 down. So this is it. We head to the top of the 9th inning, and nobody up in the Cubs bullpen. Fergie's going to try and ride this out. He has a huge cushion. And he is at his fatigue point, and he has given up 3 runs. So that means we are going to get a fatigued pitcher's card. So for Fergie and strikeouts per 9, this is who we're going to use. So Fergie fatigued, but they are going to let him try and finish this out. Joe Torre steps in, and he'd like to break that streak of consecutive batters retired, which now sits at 17. And 4 is going to be in play, 29, and Torre does it, a leadoff single here in the 9th inning. And the Cubbies are not going to mess around. They now have a pitcher up. It's going to be Don Notabart out in the bullpen. And he will come in if needed to clean this up as Torrey gets the lead. No base running shenanigans going on as McCarver steps in. Wheelhouse 58, and McCarver ground ball down to shortstop instead. And that is under McCarver's, or out over McCarver's double play rating and under Jenkins. So we go to the 2D10, and 45 or less doubles him up. So the twin killing takes care of that threat, and 2 outs now, and Mike Shannon, last hope for the Cardinals. And 4 is going to be in play, and that's going to be a fly ball to right field. Coming in to put that away is Willie Smith, and the Cubbies get off to a rough start, but they come back to win, and Fergie Fergie got right after that third inning, set down 17 in a row before giving off a leadoff single to Torrey here in the ninth inning. And a decisive win in what we had hoped would be a solid pitcher's duel never materialized. Really, neither guy was sharp early. Gibson seemed to have the better of it, and then he just had a complete implosion in the fourth inning when the Cubs sent 11 men to the plate and scored 7 times. So let's get the final numbers on the day. 2. So the Cubbies, 9 runs on 12 hits, no errors. And the Cardinals, 3 runs on 7 hits, and 6 of their 7 hits came in the third inning or sooner. So Fergie, the complete game victory. And he struck out, gave up 7 hits, struck out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Struck out 7 and did not surrender any free passes. So after a rough start, pretty good outing for Fergie. And player of the game. You'd want to maybe look at Billy Williams for that grand slam, which just broke this open in the fourth and crushed the Cardinals. But that would not have been possible if Fergie had not scored or hit the game-tying 2-run, 2-out double prior to Williams coming up. So couple that with a strong rebound after a rough start, and Fergie Jenkins, another complete game win. Cubs win this one 9-3. And again, thank you all for supporting the channel and following along. Please hit the thumbs up if you like it, leave comments. And just a reminder as well, we will be having the Glory Days pre-release, well, basically, I guess, beta version Glory Days Light giveaway, which will be done Saturday. The drawing will be done Saturday morning. And again, the game that will be given away includes basically everything. It'll be PDF files emailed to you. Includes 40 fighters, actually 42 fighters of the heavyweight division. The final release will contain 100 heavyweights and 100 middleweights. It will also have the game board and referee charts and everything else you need to get up and playing. You just have to supply the dice and print and cut the cards. So look forward to that, and we will have likely another video tomorrow. So until then, keep swinging for the fences, and please support the friends of the channel. And until next time, have a good night, everyone. We'll see ya.